Everyone. So welcome back to a new series. So today we are going to talk about SAP Enterprise Content Management, or in general we call it ECM. So today is being the first sessions, we will be talking about the foundational concepts. What is an ECM, how it is different from your typical DMS and document management system and all. So that we are going to talk about. And in the upcoming sessions, we will be having there are different use cases. As we are focusing on HR technology, we will be seeing HR specific use cases. And I have planned for 14 different use cases to showcase how does it look like, how does it as a business user, how you can see that. So we will be discussing that. Okay. So now without any further ado, let's go back to the concept first today, as we are talking about the foundational concept. So today we will be referring. So I prepared few documentations for that. Let me go for that. And I will be explaining the basic core concepts of enterprise content management. Okay. So that we're going to see today, and let's then get started. So let me just go back to my notes. So the foundational concept of enterprise content management is, let's first understand what is the enterprise content management. So documents are everywhere, whether you are working in HR system or is any other ERP, whether it is SuccessFactors or Workday or any other ERP you are talking about, right? So contents are everywhere. When it comes to HR, we will be having, and there are different types of employee documents. Okay, it can be your personal data, it can be your employee specific different types of data, it can be different format, again it can be PDF, PPT, images, videos, audio files, so many different formats we can have for an employee, isn't it? So when it comes to enterprise content, so first of all, let's try to understand content management and enterprise content management. The difference is only the term called enterprise, right? Suppose I'm talking about only content management, then it will be a any kind of a point solutions we'll be talking about, right? But if I say enterprise content management, that's a overall at organization wide. If you are following any kind of document management system or enterprise content management system, that for entire organization it covers, right? So the most important part. So here, if you see ECM, this is a software application. So that helps organization to basically create, organize, manage, integrate, secure, preserve, distribute, and publish all kind of unstructured document, unstructured content, you can say. It can be Word file, it can be your PPT. Those are different files it can accommodate, right? So typically, the idea is this is a systematic collection, organization, management of all the information and documents within an organizations. Okay. And it also involves there are different tools, technology which can be used to capture, store, and preserve, deliver those documents as you require for it, right? And as I say, there can be documentation in different varieties, isn't it? It can be spreadsheet presentation, it can be email copy, or it can be video file, audio files. Okay, there can be varieties of document types, right? So now let's try to understand what are the key components, okay, from a typical enterprise content management point of view. So mostly it will be any kind of a capturing tool. So it can be email. So we capture your digital content from various sources, right? Suppose you are sending you are getting your increment letter. It can be uploaded in your system, or you have received it from a to a system. Okay, generated email, right? And it is stored in against your employee profile, right? And it can be any kind of a documentation, spreadsheets, any kind of a, or you are having some documents which you are actually converting into a typical digital format, right? So that can be also possible. So there can be very varieties of documents how we capture. So the capture is one of the part of the ECM. It can be physical copy and it can be converted to digital format. That we call it as a capture component. So once it is captured, it will be securely up your stored in a repository. right? And so that is your typical, we call it a store. So there are cloud-based solutions. Previously, you also had an on-premise solutions to store this, but these days we have OpenText is one of the example of enterprise content management tool, but there can be many varieties of tools. Like it can be as simple as your SharePoint, Microsoft SharePoint, and all, right? So to store basically these systems offer their cloud-based storage solutions are offered, and that is where once you capture those documents you will be able to store them in the typical enterprise content manager or ECM tool. Okay. Now the third part is a manage. What does a manage means? Suppose I will be searching for a document, it should be indexed in such a way it should be searchable, and as soon as I try to search for it, I should be able to get in a time. Okay. And for that, to make it control the indexable and all, so a lot of technology goes behind it. It will be having proper metadata, proper indexing, right? And also at the same time, if you're having different version of it, there should be proper version controlling options should be also available. At the same time, security is also an important one, especially for HR data. Retention policies, right? How many days or how many years the data is going to be retained for in the system, right? So based on the compliance, every country has their own compliance, like GDPR in the UK and basically European countries, right? So based on that, and you how many days you can retain all those stuff, you'll be finding the managed category. So this is the third component of ECM in general, I will say. Fourth one is a preserve. So that means you'd be having a backup of those documents or digital assets to be able to archive it, okay, from a long-term point of view. That may be also required. So that is the fourth component of ECM, I will say. Fifth one is deliver. Deliver means suppose you like to distribute those content as per your requirement for the stakeholder requirement, and if you want to share that content through a automated workflow, okay, so through a contents lifecycle management point of view. So those all the five components, so these are the different five components of enterprise content management, I will say, right? Now, after understanding the key components, let's try to understand also the benefits. What are the different benefits of ECM you will be having? So once this is established, you will be having, right, all the information, all the documents. Once it is stored properly, system will be having more efficiently. Organizations or employees they themselves find those documents very efficiently. Second part is a collaboration. So it will facilitate collaboration, all the sharing options available. You can work on those working documents. You don't have to store it in your laptop or desktop physically or digitally. Rather, in the directly through the collaboration sharing options, it can be easily shared and it can work on those working documents. Third one is compliance. So many organizations they have to go through a different kind of a legal requirements for document retention. So it can be some country they ask people to store those data for 7 years, and 10 years, 5 years, like that, right? So you have to have a proper retention, data retention, document retention policy, data protection policy, and your ECM solution must comply to that, right? And so that you don't have to remember, okay, how many days it's left, okay, so whether we are complying with the legal requirements or not. So everything the system should be able to take care of it. Okay, so this is another third benefit I will say for a ECM solution. Fourth one is, as I already have mentioned, searchability. By using the concept of indexing or metadata tagging, you should be able to get your documents or information, whatever you're looking for, easily. That is the fourth benefits I will say. Fifth benefit is the security. So with having all the advanced security protocols, so all the ECM system should protect all of your sensitive information. That is a fifth benefit I will say. Sixth benefit is cost saving. Definitely you want to store some physical documents, you require a lot of spaces, and also you may lose those documents due to XYZ reasons. But ECM solution will help you to store those documents in a very physical digital format for a long term, right? So that will be save a lot of cost of storing and managing your physical documents. So these are 6 key benefits of enterprise content management solution. And now coming to the application, as I say, we will be focusing on going forward on HR processes, but there are some other applications. It can be also any kind of legal departments, finance department, healthcare, government. The number of examples are so many, but I'm just highlighting the major one. Okay, but we will be focusing in the upcoming videos. We will be talking about what are the different HR use cases we'll be talking about. Okay. So that is that there are different applications. It can be CRM application, can be any other applications as well. Okay. So now let's talk about. There are some few questions I have received from different students, right, regarding they have a request whether the document management is same as the content management or ECM. The answer is no. You might have seen a DMS. You have heard about DMS, document management system. That is actually a subset of your enterprise content management. Okay. So document management will be involved only for capturing, organizing, storing, and managing the life cycle of your documents, whatever the documents you will be having. But ECM is more than that. ECM is also you will be considering your compliance, retention rules, workflows, collaboration. Those are some advanced functionalities which a typical DMS may not be doing, but your typical when you say ECM, enterprise content management, that covers that a superset, and document management system is just a part of it, right? So ECM also offers your record management solution, enhanced compliance, as I already have mentioned, integration capabilities for collaboration that a typical document management system may or may not have. Okay. So with that criteria, I had just, this is a very common question in the interviews as well. And I have received that question from many of the students. And for that reason, I just thought of capturing those in your tabular format, right? As I say, enterprise content management is a very broad scope. It covers almost everything, whatever the document management system is having. More than that, you will be having your workflow, your basically retention rules, everything will be part of that. Okay, document management system is just a focused on storage, retrieval, and management of document, not the other stuff. Okay, so document management system is a subset, you can say, and it is like a superset. Okay, ECM. Okay. The functionality point of view, it will also have a, as I was saying, content storage. Along with the content storage, it will be having also workflow automation, collaboration, indexing. These are the key things which is additional things in the ECM. Okay, but DMS will be specifically focused on your storage, retrieval, versioning, metadata tagging, and all. Right now, from a success factor point of view, it is a often integrated more complex level whenever you're integrating the ECM and all. Right, employee records, there are different contents. You'll be having different modules. Okay, it is a more complex, but in a DMS, it will typically focus on a specific part of your ECM, maybe restricted. Maybe we can give an example, like if you're talking about people profile and all data related to the employee. Okay, it can also consider only employee central. That is another example which I'm talking about. Now coming to the flexibility, it is more flexible. ECM is more flexible. You have a greater control over any kind of a content types or workflows. But here we do not have that much complex. So it is a predefined whatever you are having in a typical DMS. So as usual, ECM can be more complex and requires specialized training and setup. Okay, but the DMS is very simple. Even if you have seen without open text also, SAP offers in SuccessFactors, we have a standard, okay, inbuilt DMS also in SAP SuccessFactors Employee Central. But it has some limitations, right? And maybe you that will be talking about in some other videos. But this is another example, I will say. Access control point of view, DMS is a simpler one, but here it can with RBB can be more granular. It can be having various types of content point of view, can be having more detailed way controls and permission can happen. Right? And cost, definitely ECM will be more expensive due to its different broader capabilities and complexity, but DMS is straightforward. Even you do not require, if it is small organizations, you may not be requiring an ECM, but your standard standalone or typical whatever comes up within the SuccessFactors document management system, okay, the standard inbuilt, that may be sufficient for you, right? Search capabilities. So it has a more advanced search capabilities in your enterprise content management, but it is not in your DMS. Compliance management, again, it offers more advanced features like audit, retention policies. All the rules can be applicable, but it is not that great. Advanced features are not available in the typical standard DMS chain built one. Use case, as usual, you will be having employee lifecycle, document training material, policies, reports, okay, or even it's internet content, it can be also utilized. But again, it's a very generic one, right? So this is something from broader difference will be like I will say, DMS is just a subset of your ECM, and ECM you can say it's a broader. It is more superset of your DMS, right? So that is the just a key thing which I just thought of sharing with you. And yeah, so this is all. And in the next session onwards, so we will focusing on one use cases. So I've identified 14 different use cases specifically for enterprise content management from a SAP success factor open text point of view. And those 14 scenarios we will be looking one after one, right? So if you have any other question, you can post your questions if you're watching it from the YouTube. If you're watching it from my channel, then you can posted queries in the platform itself, right? So if you have not subscribed, then I will recommend go for YouTube and subscribe the channel. And this will be my channel. So if you go here, this will be my channel, NILADRI BIHARI. You can just search for it and you will be getting, this is my channel. And you can get your, for any kind of updated videos, you can always look after it. Okay, so this is my channel. You can subscribe, you can try memberships, and you can whatever you require. So we have a lot of videos, and there are certain videos which are member only. If you want interest, you can go for it. And other than that, you can also, if you want to further details, you can also visit my website, and which is NILADRI.nayak.in. And in that also, if you are exploring more about learning more topics related to the success factor or in general HR technology in general, you can go there. So this is a learning platform where you will be getting access based on your requirement. If you ask any questions, okay. Almost all modules of HR technology and success factor we're covering, and also we will be planning to move our other modules as well, right? So this is the learning platform you can go for, and this will be my website where exactly you will be getting all the details of the memberships and all, right? So now with that note, we will stop here. And in the next sessions, we'll be talking about, we'll start in every sort of video, we'll be talking about one specific use case. And I will show you those details. How does it look like from a business point of view? Okay. But from an implementation and configurations point of view, that we will be seeing in that will be part of my platform. If anyone is having system and all, you can always come back to me and we will learn. We will be seeing that. I will be providing mentoring for the entire document management system or enterprise content management system, but you should have a system of your own, right? So that's it. So now we'll stop here. In the next session onwards, we will be seeing one use case each session. So 14 use case, okay, 14 days. So we will be seeing in the upcoming sessions onwards. Okay, thanks for joining in. Stay tuned for the new videos.